Welcome to LSU's Tiger Stadium after dark, an environment unlike any other in sports. Very intimidating for visitors. As they say, this is where visitors' dreams come to die. And a rivalry like this is what makes college football great. Yeah, the tradition and the history, but right here, right now, there's great intensity. This is why these guys came to these schools to play in games like this. You see a team that's had a chance to rest from a bye week, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the winners of 6 straight, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. Alabama will kick it off to get us underway. Was he on the end line? Apparently not. He's bringing it out. And they've got the returner corralled. Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. The back's got it. Runs right over the defender. They get the senior to the ground, but it's a nice run there.
Chris, I know when we think about LSU, we go back to 2019. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That dynamic offense. But at the end of the day, it's still LSU. It's still the SEC. And ground and pound is something they will never move away from. Great job here, and move the sticks.
Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is that offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well do you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
They bring him down after a short gain there. The last time they played, of course, LSU won in a beatdown, something we rarely see an Alabama team just totally embarrassed.
Yeah, and I think the difference in that game was the line of scrimmage. LSU just had their way with Alabama up front, really on both sides of the football. But, you know, it's a new year. It's a new opportunity. This one, to me, is going to be a tight battle.
They come to the line, a long way to go for the first down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. And it's complete downfield. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the first down.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
Makes the catch for the defense, breaks in the ball, and it's a short gain. The game goes back to 1895, Kirk, but as you know, it's begun to pick up intensity, this rivalry, because they are always in each other's way in the SEC.
Yeah, this rivalry doesn't necessarily have the history, even though it does go back to 1895, but you're right. Things seem to change when the SEC split East and West. It became a battle about who would represent the West, the winner typically between Alabama and LSU. It seems like every year from that point on, it's a game we all point to before the season even starts.
Solid gain on the running play. Third down now. Here's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Caught by the back behind the line of scrimmage. They get him at the 42. Good enough for a first down.
That's exactly what you want to see here from this offense. A big third down conversion. Offensive line did their job, giving a quarterback enough time. Great read, good execution, throws the ball accurately. And now you got some momentum going here on this opening drive.
And the broken tackle there produces a solid gain.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
Second down after that run on the previous play. They're going to run the option. Oh, the ball comes loose. Breaks clear over the right side. Can they chase him down? Inside the 20.
Chris, I love how this defense is playing in the rain right now. No concern at all with the vertical shots downfield. They're attacking the offense, and here they get a turnover.
The Tide offense line up here on 1st and goal. The shotgun running play call. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
A pretty good push up front here by this offense line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
And the crowd really making some noise now, trying to help out this defense to get this stop near the goal line. Looking to score, they'll run it to the left side, and he'll be brought down.
It's a nice play by this defense, and now you're thinking about 3rd down and goal from around the 5-yard line. You got a real shot to come up with a stop here, whether they run it or throw it. You get a stop here, maybe hold them to 3 points.
And the crowd coming to life here, trying to help this defense down in the red zone. Makes a quick grab. Defense reacts quickly, a very short gain on the play.
And they get some positive yards here, but just from sitting up here looking down, Chris, you kind of have a sense that they wanted a little bit more on that play.
He missed it. With that miss, no change in the score.
Well, that's going to go down as an empty possession for this offense. No points as he's off target. Now you can see he's hanging his head. Poor kicker.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. They got into plus territory last time, but the drive ended on a fumble. They got to shake that off immediately. And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
2nd down, we're going to throw it. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact. No flag. Brings up 3rd down.
Chris, I thought he had his hands on that football. I thought he was going to come down with it. But give the defense all the credit with a big hit to knock that ball loose.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Got him for a sack. A big play made by one of the senior leaders of this defense. Punt team ready to boot it away.
Number 17 on to kick it away.
And it's a solid punt headed toward the sideline. It looks like no return here as that punt heads out of bounds. Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. The last drive was a little demoralizing. They stalled and then missed a field goal. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Inside the 35. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
Alabama has now moved into the red zone. Quick throw caught on the left side.
Boy, Chris, great timing here with the quarterback against that zone defense, waiting just at the right time to deliver it into that window to pick up a nice gain.
A gain makes it 2nd and medium. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has a handoff. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Well, they run it right into a blitz, and that linebacker was coming downhill, Kurt.
Man, what a time to call that blitz here by the defensive coordinator. And you're right, he shoots right through that A-gap. Really, the back had nowhere to go. By the time he got the ball in his hands, the linebacker's right in his face.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Got to do something here on third down to get back in range. Aiming for the end zone. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Now they line up to kick the extra point. And the PAT makes it 7-0. Now they get set to kick it away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and will bring the football to the 25-yard line. Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. This group is coming off a quick 3-and-out. Can they put something together in this drive? And the ball is handed off out of the shotgun. That's a nice wrap up there by the junior.
Second down.
Offense getting set. It's second down. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Defense makes the tackle with the clock running. That'll probably be the final play of this first quarter. Plenty of time for some plot twists here as we begin the second quarter. A big play here after the break. Offense trying to convert here on third down. That's a design quarterback keeper. Across the 45 now. They stop it at the 49, but that'll be a first down. Offense operating at high tempo now. No huddle. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Using his legs on the scramble. Tries to get loose on the scramble, but is brought down after a short gain. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. And there's the handoff. Tackle, but first down.
Chris, it feels good to see an LSU team be able to run the football when you know they're going to run. I mean, they've been doing that forever. Going all the way back to like Jacob Hester and Kevin Falk. His ability to run the ball and catch out of the backfield. Leonard Fournette. And, of course, Clyde Edwards-Helaire on that great 2019 team. And now, LSU stable of backs again on this roster, too.
Second down play coming up for this offense. He'll hand it off. Take it down, but not before he makes the first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
This offense has gotten going at long last. It's another 1st and 10. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. The pickup is 5 yards, so it's second down and 5.
Man, that jet sweep action puts so much pressure on a defense. You get so locked in on the ball attacking you downhill. But when offenses sprinkle this kind of offense in, it stretches this defense out wide and can create some vertical seams for big plays.
We go with a direct snap. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Boy, this defense is strong up front. Linebackers are flying downhill, able to make plays against this run game. Now they get this offense to another third down. Now you pressure that quarterback and try to build on the lead.
Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. On third down, he drops to throw. Catch made across the middle by the running back. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Can you say methodical? A marathon march, Kirk, just pounding away and wearing down that defense.
They just kept moving the sticks and moving the sticks until they got into the red zone, and they just kept moving the sticks until they got into the end zone. What a drive.
Here's the point after attempt. And it's good. Kickoff team on the field getting set now.
Number 17 sets the kickoff.
And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. And he stopped with the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. They punch it into the end zone the last time. Let's see if this defense has made some adjustments to stop them this time.
The defensive coordinator this week all week telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Now it's second down here. Back to throw. It's Graves. Using his legs here. He'll avoid the big hit with the slide.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, of which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
That run moves the ball across the 40.
Well, those counter plays are tough on a defense. Defense has got to be gap sound. You get so caught up in the base concepts. If the offense comes back with a counter play, if you're not sound with your gap integrity, you can give up a big play.
And that gained enough for a fresh set of downs, spotted at the 48.
Well, I know people want to talk about the spread, and Alabama's offense has changed over the years, but at the end of the day, with this coaching staff, it still comes down to the line of scrimmage and the ability to pound the rock. Think about the backs they've had in recent years, Mark Ingram and Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Jahmyr Gibbs most recently. This is an offense that still wants to control things up front and beat you down.
Gain of 9. Second down.
Getting set. Here's second down. Linebackers maybe trying to confuse the line with some movement. Handoff here from the shotgun. He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. We'll take a quick pause before the half as we reach the 2-minute warning. Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. It's a shotgun run call. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
7th play of the drive coming up. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. 4 set of bounds after a nice gain. The offense is knocking on the door with a 1st and goal. Alabama's offense now lining up on 1st and goal. They'll run it here. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. So just 1 for 3 in red zone trips so far. They come up on 2nd and goal. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Boy, they're just not successful here on 2nd and goal, but let's give a lot of credit to this defense. They've looked good on these first 2 opportunities by the offense. They strung that last play out and forced a loss of yardage, bringing up 3rd down.
And the offense facing a 3rd and goal from a long way away. He's swarmed by the defense. And now the defense will call a timeout here. There's something they didn't like about that look, and they'll make an adjustment for this important play. So on 4th down, they will settle for a field goal attempt. No problem. Knocks it right through.
And that one, my gosh, I mean, it's almost too easy. Nice kick.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now. Trying to make a play from deep in his end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so it's been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. Well, it's been an entertaining first half. Not much time remaining to cut into this lead. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. No huddle now for the offense. They'll run the option. Pitch play to the back. The gain moves the ball to the 34. They'll crank up the tempo here on 2nd down. The time is running out. Off play action. He's looking to throw. Short connection to the tight end here. And he'll head out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for a 1st down. A new set of downs after that completion. Ball handed off. They stop him, but it's a 1st down. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the 2nd quarter.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on 1st down.
1st down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. He shreds the tackle. And he just throws it away incomplete. Didn't see anybody open. Going to bring up 2nd down.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure. Just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. And he fires the football to the right side. And the pass is intercepted as he throws into double coverage that time.
What a play by the defensive back here. You have no idea how tough it can be and how slippery it is out there with this rain. The defense is reacting to the offense. The offense knows exactly where they're going when they're running their route. The defender has to try to be very careful to keep his footing underneath him. Sounds simple, but it's not. To come up with that interception while doing that, that is a big-time play.
It is intercepted. Going the other way, can they stop him? And he steps out of bounds, but a crucial takeaway. Great play by this defense.
Not a real good throw here. He put too much air under the ball, turned into a floater. Now defensively, this is a dream. All you're thinking in that situation is just don't drop it. It's almost like a fair catch on a punt.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Looking for a deep completion. And it's picked off. That was a risky pass attempt, and he paid the price. Finally able to take him down, but that's a great return after the pick.
Well, mistake by the quarterback of putting that up in the air, but a great play by the free safety. You know, you sit back and cover 3. The center fielder is the free safety. He's got his eyes on the quarterback, and when that ball is released, he's got to show an athletic ability to be able to go find the football and come down with it for an interception.
First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. And he lofts one deep over the middle. Oh, that one's picked off. Look out, he's got some space. That's a pick and a long return before finally being taken down.
Chris, if you're going to make that throw, that's called a 2-ball. That means it's got to be on a line. Here he puts it way up in the air and allows the defender to come over and make a play on the ball. Great job by the defense.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And they get him down in what will be the final play of this first half. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. The kickoff team out there now to get the second half underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got an opening. Watch out. He's got great speed. Picks up some blocks. Can they catch him? Touchdown. Tied. He's going to score. So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. He manages the footing, and the extra point is up and good. Now the kickoff team is out on the field.
That makes the score Alabama 17, LSU 7.
Fielded near the end line. He's going to come out with it. And he stopped at the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. First play of the third quarter is a handoff. They tackle him. Looks like it's going to be just short of the mark, inches away. No huddle here for the offense.
Love those positive yards on 1st and 10, and it's not quite a first down. Looks like it'll break second in inches, but it sure does open up the playbook here to be able to open up, maybe take a shot downfield.
They stop him at the 45, but that's good for a first down.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
Oh, it's a reverse. He picks up 9, so just short of the first down, 2nd and 1.
I'm a fan of any time you can get the ball into his hands. I think it's a win. Didn't go for a huge amount of yards, but it's the threat of what it potentially can do, and it gives him another opportunity to get his hands on the football.
Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. And this one goes nowhere. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Third down. This offense could really use a conversion here, down multiple scores. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. And the defense bows up and stuffs him right at the line.
On the play.
And the punt team now on to kick it away.
17 in punt formation to kick it away.
See if he can make something happen with the return. And he'll be forced out of bounds after a small pickup on that return. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. See if this quarterback can bounce back. The last possession, a pick on the very first play. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Stop after a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces a defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards. Didn't quite get the first down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense, and they better defend this style of play moving forward.
Here's a quick throw off the play fake. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down.
I love how this quarterback is finding this slot receiver. Not only is he tough to handle, but it's what he's doing after the catch. He has such wiggle and quickness. He's tough to bring down, and you see more positive yards after the catch here.
Try and muscle for the first down. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. That was that excellent linebacker with a clear path just running downhill quickly.
You know, I think one of the great things about watching this guy play all year is his vision. He just has great instincts. That time the defensive line ate up all the linemen, freed up the linebacker to get into the backfield, and the result is a tackle for a loss for the backer.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. They were forced to punt it away last time, so let's see if they can get clicking in this possession. The defense all over him. They stop him right at the line.
Just great job by this defense defending this RPO. They sat back, and then they overcommitted to stop the run game, and it works out.
Important second down play coming up. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up the throw. Junior steps up and makes an impact play.
Boy, another great play by an Alabama defensive lineman. And you just think about over the years, probably the last 30 years, going all the way back to John Copeland on that 1992 Alabama defense. Most recently, guys like Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Quinnen Williams. You can always count on Bama having great defensive linemen and difference makers.
And moves the ball to the 35 and another first down.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Quarterback's got it on the option. Pitches to the back. And they'll tackle him for a loss of 5 yards. Well, they don't block the defensive end and show some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
That's a nice scramble there, a big gain, but not enough for the first down.
Well, it's second down and forever. You know they're going to throw the ball. They want to throw the ball, but to the credit of the defense, there's just nothing open. How about this quarterback? Instead of throwing the ball away, he picks up some big yards. They got a real shot here now on third down.
The offense goes 5 wide, empty backfield. And he'll drop back here on third down. He's going for a big play downfield. And it's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half. And the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. They were forced to punt it last time. Now they're looking to respond and add to this lead. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Checks this down to the running back. He's brought down quickly. A short gain gets them a few yards closer to the marker.
That's a much better job by this quarterback of working through his progressions. We've seen him earlier try to force some throws, trying to make a big play. This time, works through his progressions, checks it down to the flat, and picks up some positive yards.
And it's good for a first down to the 36.
Whew, how about that offensive line? That's just getting a hat on a hat, opening just enough room for the back to be able to get through there for a big gain.
Looking downfield, it's Graves. Extending the play now. Breaking free at midfield. Moving right through the contacts. That's a big play. Moves the ball down inside the 30.
Well, here's a quarterback that just takes control for himself. Picking up some nice yards when nothing else is there. This guy's a real threat.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Thrown quickly, caught in the right flat. And that broken tackle will earn him first down yardage.
Well, defending this guy, you need more than one defender. You really got to stress rallying to the football because this guy can make people miss.
Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. He'll hand it off. Can he reach the end zone? Touchdown, Alabama. This offense really clicking. But they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. And the extra point up and good makes it a 3-score game, up 17 here in the fourth. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
24, LSU, 7.
And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. And he's brought down at the 12. That's poor field position to start the drive.
Tigers will take over first and 10.
And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game.
That's just not a whole lot of options here for this quarterback on the RPO. The defense, give them credit. They did a nice job of sniffing it out. You'd be surprised if the quarterback is second-guessing that decision of giving it to the back instead of pulling that and either running it himself or maybe making a nice throw.
And here's the handoff. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
You know, in the era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense has countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Throws it to the right. It's caught downfield.
Chris, here we are in the fourth quarter. These guys are trailing. Hadn't been a great day, but with this quarterback, he's as gifted as anybody in the country. You never count these guys out.
Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. They bring him down to the 32-yard line.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Second down play coming up. Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. And the defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up.
Boy, this quarterback is living on the edge. Remember, he threw an interception in the last drive. Thought he might learn from that. Instead, he throws the ball right back into coverage. I thought he threw another pick. He better change the way he's playing the game or he's going to cost his team a game.
After the incompletion, they'll face a 3rd and 6. And the back now goes in motion. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Going to try to use his legs here. They chase him down and tried to run for it, but it'll bring up 4th down. The offense stays on the field, down multiple possessions. Easy choice. Needs a completion here on 4th down. Makes the catch, and that is enough for a first down. Tackled, but only after picking up a fresh set of downs.
Boy, the defense is in the right coverage here. Looked like they had exactly what they wanted to be able to come up with a stop here on 4th down. But there's the timing between a quarterback and the receiver. They knew exactly where they needed to go. Great timing and a first down.
How aggressive will they be on this first down play?
Well, it's a game of matchups. Always has been and it always will be, especially on the perimeter. And the quarterback believes his guy is better than their guy.
That's a big game before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down. The drive stays alive with that first down completion. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. He lets it go on the move. Finds a man open on the right side downfield. Tackle is made at the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal right there.
Now the offense is taking advantage of the defense kind of sitting back with this lead. That's back-to-back plays of big yards. You know, it's a bend but don't break mentality from this defense, but they might want to reevaluate because this offense is moving the ball too quickly down the field.
Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Offense facing 2nd and goal. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. They trap him and sack him back at the 10.
Man, how impressive have these guys been in this football game? I really expected to see a very different outcome with the hype of this quarterback and the way he's played most of this year. But this defense has held him under 200 yards passing. They've got a nice lead, and they are not sitting back and resting on their laurels. They're applying more pressure, and they come up with a sack here.
It's now 4th down and goal.
Remember, a field goal here doesn't do much. So on 4th and goal, they're going for the touchdown. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. picked off in the end zone. Not much on the return, but the defense comes up with a takeaway.
I just don't think there's anything else you can do as a play caller. You've got to be able to throw the ball downfield. You just got to hope that your quarterback and receivers can execute when the defense knows it's coming. Here, the interception cost them.
A pop pass on the jet sweep. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup.
He's brought down at the 25-yard line. Brings up second down.
Here's the second down play. And they'll keep it on the ground, trying to run some clock. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
But these obvious running situations are very tough when you're working with the lead late in the game because you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage, make it as difficult as possible for you to run the football. So nice job there by the defense. They're trying to punch that ball out, do anything they can at all to get the ball back.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Hit as he gets the pass away. He's picked for a 3rd time tonight. Going the other way, can they catch him? At the 30 now. And he steps out of bounds. A solid return and a great play to set up his offense here.
That's just a poor decision by the offensive coordinator and the quarterback. Working with the lead, run the football here and work the clock instead. Throws it into coverage. Now they got a chance to get right back in the game.
He's got it near the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, LSU. Well, they began with great field position, and that didn't take long at all.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an opportunity. Your defense sets you up in great field position. You're not looking for a field goal. You're looking for a touchdown. Give the credit to this offense for being aggressive and punching it in.
I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. And the hands team able to recover the football.
Well, it's a great job by the hands team. Expecting the onside kick in position, they were dialed in and pounced on the football.
First down here. Time for one more play before the clock stops for the 2-minute warning. Send the back in motion. A sack on the play could not escape the pass rush. And that's the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to work the clock, getting closer now to an impressive victory. This big guy's up front will have to regroup now. It's 2nd and 14. And from the shotgun, an inside handoff. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. And now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. This is a big 3rd down play coming up. If they can get the stop, you have to believe we'd see a timeout. Back to throw. It's Graves. Looks left and finds his target there. Tackled at the 33. That's good enough for a first down.
Boy, this offensive line, you got to tip your cap. They've done everything you would ask of them in taking care of this quarterback. They do it again here on 3rd down, working with that lead. You know the pressure's coming, and they deliver.
Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. And the quarterback just kneels down. There might not be a sweeter feeling in college football, Kirk. You walk off the field knowing that you have taken care of business and beaten a rival.
Nothing better than that. That's one of the feelings that you'll never forget. For everyone in this program who supports this team and played on that football field, they'll never forget this win. A well-earned victory and bragging rights until they play again.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Welcome, everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their claim in this neutral site showdown. A top 25 showdown coming up. Two of college football's premier teams preparing to duke it out right here on this field. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Purdue Boilermakers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Boilermakers will put total leather to crank us up. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Longhorns offense will have the first possession of the game. And here he comes, a man who epitomizes the phrase, the tight end's always open, David.
And yes, he is, Reese. And it's so cool. The tight end position now has evolved so much. You can move him all over the field, and you can really highlight a guy of his ability.
Too big for safeties to cover and too fast for linebackers to cover. This is a weapon they've got to take advantage of.
Stop there from this senior leader. There's always that issue of conference pride, keeping up, of proving your worth on this stage, and the ACC loves to get a chance at the SEC to do just that.
And these kids grow up in the same area. And you don't think the ACC teams hear all the time, SEC, about the dominance, the draft picks, all the stuff that goes with it. It definitely adds some of that fire. It makes you want to beat them more. I love these big-time games.
Yeah, they really do, David. And I think this is one of those games where if you're the ACC team and your players in that locker room, you've had this game circled all offseason. This game is your opportunity to prove, not just to your conference, not just to the SEC, but to everybody in college football, just how good you are as a team and how good your conference is.
And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
And this guy is elite. There's a reason why he starts in this offense. You just saw the speed and the open field running ability on that last play. And this is a guy that is going to be key to the entire season for this offense.
He makes the stop, but a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in second and manageable. He's looking to throw. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And all defenses talk about it. Sacks, tackles for a loss, affecting the quarterback the best way you can. The first drive of the game, already getting home. Nice start for this defense.
Using the quick game. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Quarterback will keep it. And he gets enough to move the chains and then slides to a stop.
You know, I like the idea to go for it there on fourth down, too, because at this distance, it's definitely not a gimme field goal, right? So your best chances of scoring points and paying this drive off are to go for it on that fourth down, and, of course, they go out and get it.
And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off, and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Got it! Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. And the Longhorns are in the hurry-up. Snap in the shotgun. He's down at the 1, and they almost had the touchdown pass on that one.
Yeah, those slot receivers nowadays, they're little water bugs, man. You can play touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
He'll take it himself. And he sprints to the end zone. On first down, here comes this offense. He's going to pass. Catch in the middle. It's Burrow. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain. They'll throw it on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll run play action. Going for the big play. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Yeah, and I love taking deep shots. I think it makes quarterbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth it.
They've already converted a fourth down in this game. They'll try to make it 2 for 2. Goes to the option. He'll pitch it. Still on his feet at the 45. Running toward the tape. Inside the 10. And the defense couldn't corral him. So Texas has it again, and here comes the offense. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. On the option. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Last play was a near disaster. Now dealing with 2nd and 13. He's looking to throw. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Hold it.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Unloads to the wideout. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down. And the Longhorns line up to punt it away. Well, what that punt lacked in height, it made up for by being short. And they'll just down it right there. A first down for the offense. First play of the drive, it's the end around. That one did not go well. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 6.
For an offense, to make the wide receiver reverse work, you've got to have a lot of guys doing a good sell job. Running backs have to behave as if they're actually going to keep the football, and everybody else on offense has to be yelling out, run, to try to make the defense over-pursue, but no Oscars being handed out on that.
At the 40, there he goes. Got a lot of running room. He finally goes out of bounds after the explosive play, but now the question is, did the official see something to bring it back? The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Offense working from the pistol. Here comes the option. Now the toss. Smashes ahead. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. And he takes it in for the score. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down. Now on the move at the 28-yard line on first down. Looking to move it through the air. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Let's see if they go back to the air on 2nd and 10 from the 28. Got the quick pass.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route. And this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
They'll run for it on 3rd and short. The Longhorns will have a first down.
Yeah, and a nice job on 3rd down, managing the situation, understanding what I needed to get. Nice job reading the defense, handing the ball off, and the running back knowing, I got to get to those first down markers and get that first down.
Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their touchdown, Texas! Offense set on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Going downfield for the big play. And how about... Getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass.
Offensive players know where the ball is going. Defensive players don't. Great job by the DB adjusting to the football.
Going for it all. Hauls it in the end zone. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Going over the top. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown, Texas! Offense getting set for first down. He's looking to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Lewis.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding. I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. He wants to go deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
Well, the defense hasn't been able to stop this guy all game long, so the offense is going to keep trying to take shots. They thought they had the matchup they wanted, but they're going to force this defense to prove they can stop him, and the defense finally came up with a play.
He'll be stopped short. Picks up 1, but they're facing 4th and 1.
Brings up 4th down.
They'll run the option. Quick toss. Still running at the 40. Nothing but green ahead. Past the 20. He's at the 10. Touchdown, Longhorns! Here comes the Texas offense. They had this thing in a hammerlock at halftime, and now they are really ratcheting up the pressure, David.
And I tell you what, this offense doesn't have to change a thing, Palmer. They've done what they wanted in the first half and starting off the second half in the same fashion.
And I like how they're letting different guys get involved, too. They've got so many different playmakers all over the field.
Fires on the move. Got a wide open receiver. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
Nice job by the receiver on the back end there, too. He sees his quarterback on the run moving, and he just works to get himself open to give his guy a place to throw the football. They're able to connect, and they keep the drive going.
And a nice, solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. The Longhorns moving quickly to the line. Touchdown, Texas! Looking for a productive play on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Might be looking to run. He can't make the connection, it'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. Trying play action. Skips away from pressure. He's brought down, but not before he turned that into a positive play and picked up a few on the run.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
We've reached a 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. He'll toss it. And a big play there on the option. The pitch was executed perfectly.
You got to feel good for this kid, too. He worked so hard this past offseason to put himself in position to be the starting running back, and he's got a lot of skill, guys. He's got speed, open field running ability. I think he's going to be a big part of the offense this season.
I love when you start bringing linebackers up near the line of scrimmage and you start sending them, because those guys have serious speed. They can come catch anybody up and down the line of scrimmage. The linebacker, you could tell, he had a good clue what was going on. He knew it was a run play. Fired, pulled the trigger, came downhill, and attacked the running back.
The Longhorns have it with a 1st and 10. He wants to throw. He'll take a shot. Makes the catch. And he is marked out of bounds after another big gain. This aerial attack has had no problem moving the ball with chunk play. This defense might be reeling after those last 2 and now facing 1st and goal. A designed run for the quarterback. We've waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season. There were some mistakes with execution, and guys are going to have to do a better job individually. But that's why you play the games. You get to now go back to the drawing board, get back on the practice field, try and iron out these wrinkles. It's a long season ahead. A lot to play for.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.